Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Next case is cause number 329032. Case is style of state of Texas versus Dwayne Burleson. Mr. Burleson is present in court. Mr. Burleson, is that your full name, Dwayne Burleson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Burleson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Burleson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Burleson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Burleson?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
You're doing fine, that's good. Mr. Burleson, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, how are you doing?
Great, Judge. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. The state is represented by Attorney Tommy Tolman. Attorney Coleman, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor.
Mr. Burleson, I have before me a document that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. This information alleges that on or about December 24th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Burleson, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir. I do.
And to this charge, Mr. Burleson, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? No contest?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Burleson, I also have before me a document on this tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, also labeled as State's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir. I do.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Burleson, there are a set of initials, DB, that are on a line next to a box that's checked, nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir. I did.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir. I did.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Burleson, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir. I do.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Mr. Burleson, there are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I do.
And Mr. Burleson, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Mr. Burleson, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir. I do.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, it is.
And Mr. Burleson, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, it is.
And did you read and understand everything that he went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Burleson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Judge. State offer States 1 and 2.
Any objections?
Without objection, Judge.
No objections. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Galmore, you have advised in counsel Mr. Burleson. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Burleson, your attorney, Mr. Galmore, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Burleson, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. state, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest in this case, state's recommending confinement in the county jail for a period of 180 days. We're asking that the court suspend the imposition of that jail sentence and place the defendant on 15 months probation. As a part of the condition of his probation order, that he pay a $1,500 fine, perform 80 hours of community service restitution. That in addition to whatever DWI conditions the probation department sees fit, that he participate in a DWI education course and successfully complete it, and that he submit to a drug and alcohol evaluation. And lastly, that he install an interlock device on the vehicle that he owns or operates.
Mr. Burles, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 6 months. For a period of 15 months. During the 15 months probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,500. You'll also be required to pay you're required to pay court costs of $422. The total fine and court costs is $1,922. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. The total amount that you would have to pay each month while you're on probation is $250. Mr. Burleson, will you be able to pay the $250?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service. You'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class and have a drug and alcohol assessment. You'll be required to install a DWI interlock on any vehicle that you own or operate. And you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Burleson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
Mr. Burleson, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Burleson, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney and follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.